Trailblazers select CJ McGollum from Lehigh University.
While it's true that the NBA playoffs are going on right now, and we haven't even gotten the first confirmed team into the conference finals as of yet, that doesn't mean that a majority of other squads aren't already trying to make moves for the future. Because if you think about it, the moment that a season ends for a team, they have a clock starting to get them ready for the next season. As such, many teams are trying to see how they can go and make themselves better, and that includes the Golden State Warriors. So allow us to show you how this Blazers-Warriors trade is centered on CJ McGollum to Golden State. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 7. The state of Golden State. The term, how the mighty have fallen, usually refers to how a once dominant team have lost their way and over time have become irrelevant. But in the case of the Golden State Warriors, it's honestly not that easy because 2 seasons ago, they were in the NBA Finals. They lost, but they were still there. But during that finals and playoffs, they suffered 2 massive injuries that would cripple them for years. First, they lost Klay Thompson, and then they lost Kevin Durant. And once the finals were over and they lost, Durant went over to the New Jersey Nets, who are now in the running for the finals and are expected to get there. Adding more insult to injury, Klay Thompson re-injured his leg, and that meant he wouldn't be back until next season. And thus, all eyes were on Stephen Curry. As the leader of the team, it was his job to try and keep the Warriors relevant and in the hunt for the playoffs. At the start of the season, didn't exactly go well. But then in April and May, a fire lit under him, and he had one of the best shooting streaks in history, averaging basically 40 points a game, and as a result, the Warriors got the 8th seed and then lost it via the play-in tournament. Why? Because Steph Curry can't do everything on his own. Now, yes, the truth is that the next season Klay Thompson will hopefully not just be back, but be back at 100% or close to it. So that means that the nucleus of Curry, Thompson, and Draymond Green will be back. But given their aging frames and the fact that the Western Conference has a lot of up-and-coming talent, they might feel the need or urge to go and get someone else to help them to push the team to its title-seeking power set, which might just be where CJ McGollum comes in. 6. Trading for McCollum. The Golden State Warriors have been playing around with the idea of trades since the beginning of the year. In many of them, Andrew Wiggins was the player being sent away. He is currently the team's biggest trade piece and could lead the return going back to Portland. The Warriors would need to part with James Wiseman to provide additional value, sending out NBA draft assets such as the Minnesota Timberwolves' first-round pick in this year's draft. All of this would land them CJ McGollum. This would make them even stronger from the three-point territory and make them a threat once again to the Western Conference. Golden State would also get a replacement big man if Jusuf Nurkic, who is entering the final year of his current contract. So, all things considered, this wouldn't be the worst trade around. But the question of whether it would work in terms of helping both sides does need to be discussed. 5. Would McCollum help Golden State? There's no denying how the Golden State Warriors build their franchise and won championships. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson are 2 of the all-time great shooters, and Kevin Durant did not hurt either. This is a fast-paced team that likes to get up a lot of three-pointers, and CJ McGollum would fit right in. CJ McGollum averaged 23.1 points per game while going 40.2% from beyond the arc this season. He's continuing to improve at all 3 levels, which is a scary thought considering how good he is already. He thrived playing off the ball, but can make a defense play in pick and roll and isolation. When Klay Thompson is healthy, the Warriors would sport a new look big 3 that is as good as any in the league. Steve Kerr is a coach that would plug in CJ McGollum and know how to use him with any offense. They have plenty of assets to send away that would not hurt them when looking at the return. Golden State has had a couple down years where injuries have plagued the team. It's the time that they get back to making big moves and competing for championships. This is one of the moves that could point them in the right direction and get them back to the top of the league. 4. Why would Portland do this? The Portland Trailblazers are never letting go of Damian Lillard. His worth is clear, and he's continuing to be one of the top players in the league. CJ McGollum is as good as they come by. If they decide to make a blockbuster deal, he would be the one sent away. This all comes down to if the front office wants to go in a different direction away from their duo. Which honestly, this feels like the plan, given that they just went out of the first round of the playoffs again, and they just fired their coach. At some point, teams have to blow it up a bit if they are not where they want to be. The Trailblazers are competitive, but they are not the championship team that they should be. After Damian Lillard and CJ McGollum, there's a significant drop-off, and this is what the team could be looking to fix without the standing to make meaningful changes. The Trailblazers could send away CJ McGollum in hopes of getting more well-rounded with Damian Lillard leading the way. They'll have plenty of offers to listen to if McCollum is truly on the trading block. Portland has the option of re-signing Norman Powell to maintain firepower in the backcourt alongside Lillard too. The Warriors would really have to blow away Portland in this deal. It would behoove the Blazers to trade a column to the Eastern Conference, but if they get a large return such as this, it would be hard to say no. And when it comes to the NBA, these kinds of trades in conference happen because you never know how one team or another is going to perform after the trade. But if they don't get McCollum, there are some other names to go after. 3. Kristaps Porzingis. Yep, it looks like his time in Dallas could be coming to an end as his role changed because of both his lacking play and the star power of future MVP candidate Luka Doncic. KP averaged over 20 points per game in the regular season. He also shot over 37% from deep. He can space the floor and help provide length defensively. Porzingis would have to be a pretty cheap addition as his value tanked this postseason. 2. KarlAnthony Towns. The Minnesota Timberwolves haven't figured it out yet, and they continue to not be able to succeed with KarlAnthony Towns in the driver's seat. Cat is still a superstar talent, so it would take quite a bit to even move the needle for Minnesota. The 6'11" two-time All-Star again put up some insane numbers. He averaged 24.8 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. It was the first time in his career he hit under 50% of his field goal attempts. This would be a huge benefit to the Warriors, who would be happy to give him the ball at points to score, and Towns would be on a team that, with a returning Thompson, would be absolutely in the playoffs, which would only make it his second trip to them. His presence would be felt, and that might be what the Warriors need. 1. Returning to glory. The tragedy of the Golden State Warriors is honestly the fact that this isn't their fault in the overall. 2 of their biggest key players got hurt. One of them left, and the other re-injured himself, making it impossible to go and play. Curry has had to shoulder the burden, and while he's done an admirable job, he can't carry the team on his own. While it may seem a bit trite for Golden State to seek such big moves for next season, that's no doubt what they personally feel they need to do in order to win the title, or at the very least, seriously contend for it. This is what a team that went to 5 straight NBA Finals and won 3 of them. This was a team that went to 5 straight NBA Finals and won 3 of them. They want to be back there again. So if they need to get McCollum, Cat, Porzingis, or someone else, they'll try and do it because they want to get back to the dynasty days again. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the Golden State Warriors and how they're possibly trying to get CJ McGollum and maybe other stars to go and boost their squad for next year? Do you think that the Warriors will be able to get another big talent to help Curry, Thompson, and Green for next year to try another shot at the title? Or is their windowing closing so fast that it won't be able to happen? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.